So my name is Alex Beatty. I am the communications manager for Coding for Veterans. Thank you very much for coming. The presentation should take about 20 to 25 minutes. And if you have any questions at the end, please feel free to ask them. And anything I don't know, feel free to send me an email and I will do my best to get you an answer. So first, why retrain for a career in tech? So why tech? The tech industry has, by the end of 2022 in Canada alone, projected to have 147,000 job openings. This is broken down to be about 30,000 specifically in cybersecurity and the remaining in software development. Overwhelmingly, these positions are entry-level jobs. As the economy grows and tech plays a bigger and bigger part of our lives, these companies need individuals to provide cybersecurity for their businesses, as well as to develop their online products. As well, the benefit to tech is you can work remote. If your husband or wife is in the CAF, or you are posted, or you don't want to move to Toronto because of the cost of living, you can work remotely no matter where you are. There are jobs for anyone. If you're interested in contract or co-op, or you're interested in full-time or part-time, there are jobs available for you. Next is upscaling within the industry can be done on your time and schedule. So this is a different concept than how education works in and qualifications work in other sectors, in the sense where you do an undergrad and then you do a master's degree if it applies to you, or you go to law school, and then that is pretty much the extent of your education throughout your career. You might do some personal professional development on the side, but that's really it. The tech sector is constantly changing and it's constantly evolving, which means that what you learn today might not be 100% relevant 3 years down the road or 4 years down the road. Or you might get into software development, but find that cybersecurity is really what interests you. The tech sector is incredibly flexible through the tool that is micro-credentialization. Companies create exams on products that they offer, and that allows students and individuals who work for companies or other companies to constantly be upgrading their skills, which allows for them to have more flexibility in the market and allows for them to work on new things or things that they find much more interesting. Next is their good paying jobs. The tech sector pays incredibly well. The starting salary is around 75,000 Canadian. The tech sector then allows for you, it's near infinitely scalable depending on your skills, your qualification, your background, your history. More education you have, the better you are. And that is one of the great benefits of the tech industry, is because you get to specialize in what you find interesting. And last is the ability to do whatever type of work you want. If you want to stay posted on a base because your husband or wife is in the CAF, you're more than welcome to, and you can work remotely for a company in Ottawa or Toronto or wherever. So who we are. Coding for Veterans was founded in 2020. We had a handful of students back then, and our staff is located across Canada. Personally, I'm in Ottawa. Jeff's in Toronto. He's our executive director, who you'll meet later in the slide deck. Alex, conveniently also named Alex, is our program manager. He is off in Fredericton. We have staff in Montreal and we have staff in Calgary. Currently, we're sitting at just over 300 students in the program, and we intake 3 cohorts of students each year. Those cohorts are taken in January for a winter semester. They're taken in May for a spring semester, and we take them in September for a fall semester. We were originally created to help veterans transition to the tech sector, and that has expanded to include current serving members, family, and reservists. So what we offer. Coding for Veterans is an online, self-paced, self-directed partnership with the University of Ottawa. So what that means is online. It is 100% online. You do not need to attend classes in Ottawa. You do not need to live in Ottawa. There's no in-person mandatory workshop that you have to be there for. There's no week-long seminar, takeaway, vacation, work, travel arrangement that you have to be at the University of Ottawa. So it is 100% online. Next, it is self-paced. So what that means is it's not based on a semester system like how university or high school is. When you finish a program, when you finish one of the courses, there's about 15 courses in each program, which we'll get into in a minute. When you finish a course, you can write the exam for said course, and then you can immediately get put into the next one. The last part is it is self-directed. So what this means is we provide the flexibility for our students not to declare if they are full-time or part-time. So if you are taking care of the kids this week and you don't have time to focus that much on your software development training, you can just work 1 or 2 hours a week on the program. But if you have 8 hours a day that you're able to commit to the program, that is an option to you. There is no need to declare full or part-time status. It is a flexible program designed to adjust to no matter what your life situation may be. There are 3 programs, the Secure Software Development Program, the Network Security Associate Program, and the Cybersecurity Architect Program. There are full-time and part-time options available. If you commit to full-time, we consider full-time about 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. You should finish the program in 8 months. Anything less than that, we consider part-time, and it should take you about 16 months. Our goal is to provide software and cyber skills to Canadian Armed Forces veterans, reservists, current serving members, and their families. And at the end, you will receive an industry recognized certification and a University of Ottawa accreditation. So you get a diploma from the University of Ottawa, and you will write an exam that will qualify you in one of the 3 areas. So the University of Ottawa. So at the University of Ottawa, there's an organization called the Professional Development Institute. They're in the Desmarais building on the 12th floor. They are who we partner with for our education programs. Are the individuals who work at the Professional Development Institute, the University of Ottawa, are individuals who spent, say, 30 years at CSIS, time at the RCMP. These are the people who help develop our program. So they have practical, real-world, hands-on experience with cybersecurity and software development. Course content is available in English and French. I recognize the irony in me presenting this only in English, but there is textbooks, online resources, University of Ottawa personnel, coding for veterans personnel who speak both languages. As well, one thing we really do wish to promote is you work with your fellow students a lot as you're in a cohort with them. And since many of them are in the same personal situation that you are, either they're a veteran or they're a Reg Force or a reservist, we encourage you to work collaboratively with them. The third big point is fees are paid directly to the University of Ottawa, and as such, you will receive a certificate from the PDI once you've completed the program. Fees are paid directly to the University of Ottawa because the University of Ottawa is a recognized educational institution to the Canadian Armed Forces, and as such is eligible for ETB funding and for other avenues of funding, which we'll get to in a minute. So our programs. So we offer 2 streams, and under those 2 streams, we have 3 programs. Under the software stream is the Secure Software Development Program, and under the cyber stream is the Network Security Associate Program and the Cyber Security Architect Program. So first is the Secure Software Development Program. It is 650 hours of course content, and here students are going to learn the most common programming languages and operating systems in the lifecycle development of secure software. Once complete, students will write the ISC² certification exam, the Certified Secure Software Lifecycle Professional. And on the left is the list of the courses. I'm just going to pause here for a second. Great. The next program is the Network Security Associate Program. It is also 650 hours of course content. And here students learn the skills and knowledge required to understand network security fundamentals, network access, automation and programmability, IP connectivity, and IP services. Once completed, students will write the Cisco certification exam, the Cisco Certified Network Associate, or the CCNA. And again, I'm going to pause for a second. Great. And our final program is the Cybersecurity Architect Program. It's 650 hours of course content. And this is probably the most sexiest of all the programs here, as students learn to detect, investigate, and respond to various cybersecurity events. This program will help students gain the skills to take an active leadership role in your organization's cybersecurity approach. And once completed, students will write the ISC² certification exam, the Certified Information Systems Security Professional. And again, I'm going to pause so you can review the courses. Great. Okay, so how we help our students. So first off is the exclusive networking opportunities. We are partnered with a number of corporations, from Cisco to IBM, to TD, to CIBC, etc. So for example, networking opportunities are present when our students are able to participate in events with these corporations. So that would be actually tomorrow on November 10th, we're hosting a event with IBM. And that allows for our students to have access to our mentorship program. Our mentorship program pairs up current individuals who work in tech, usually civilians, and former students who have graduated from the program with new students who have just entered the program. The mentorship program is designed so you have a personal AMA, a person who you can ask any question you want about career advice, career direction, tips and tricks on what your resume should include, and that kind of stuff. So there is a mentorship program aspect to help you go through the program. There's also support for building your LinkedIn profile, resume, and interview prep. So one of the programs all students will have to take is the Applied Organizational Behavior course. No matter what program you do, you have to take the course. The ABO, Applied Organizational Behavior course, is designed to introduce military veterans and military members to issues that civilians deal with in the civilian workplace. So this is interpersonal conflict and how to resolve them. This is how to create a LinkedIn profile. This is your resume. This is dealing with interviews. The instructor for that, his name is David Mack. He's chief of staff at a company in Toronto called Alexan. He spent 6 years in the British Army. So it is a great opportunity for you to learn about the civilian workplace, specifically in tech, and how you can best navigate through it. As well, there are placement opportunities with our corporate partners. So one of the big things we do is when you're in the final third of your program, we engage with our corporate partners and we help funnel individuals off to wherever they'd like to work. If you want to work in the tech sector, but in finance, and you're interested in working for a bank, we have partnerships with companies like CIBC and TD to work in their cybersecurity teams in Toronto, virtually or in person. There is flexibility for what you're looking for. If you're looking to work for the public service, there's options available for that. But if you're looking to work for private companies, there's also options for that. So how to apply? It's a 4-step process. So as I mentioned earlier, that gentleman on the left, that's Jeff Muzzin. He's our executive director. He's in Toronto. So first you visit our website and you'll fill out your personal information. It's pretty much your bio, your name, your email. What are you? Are you currently serving, veteran, reservist, etc.? Once that's done, a representative, it'll be Jeff, of Coding for Veterans will be in touch. He's going to ask for your resume and send you an aptitude test focused on your soft skills. Now, the aptitude test is it's not a pass-fail. We're not going to make you do math questions. The entire purpose is to figure out what you know about not only the industry, but the stream you think you're interested in going into. A lot of people are incredibly interested in the cybersecurity architect program just because it sounds cool and it's awesome, when they're really much more interested and much more suited to something like software development. So that is the purpose of the aptitude test. Next is once that's done, you will once you complete the aptitude test, you will be contacted for an interview with the C4V rep. It will be with Jeff. And pretty much we're just going to go more into depth on the aptitude test. So for example, you wanted to do software development and you actually should take cybersecurity. And you're like, I want to do the other thing. This is the opportunity to have this discussion. And then once that's done, you'll be offered a position within one of our 3 programs. So some funding options. Okay, this next slide is a web. We'll go down section by section. So if you're a veteran and you served at least 6 years in the regular force, you are entitled to $40,000 from the education training benefit provided by Veterans Affairs Canada. Our tuition costs are 100% covered by VAC because we're partnered with the University of Ottawa. If you are a regular force member and you did a medical release, your tuition is also 100% covered. If you are a regular force member, but you're still in the CAF, funding is available through the CAF SDP. It is available on a course-by-course basis. So there's 15 courses, 15 courses in a program. So you will have to apply for funding after each course. Reservists, if you are a reservist, and you are still a reservist, there is funding available through CAF SDP. If you're in Ontario, due to a partnership we have with the Government of Ontario and Employment Ontario, tuition is 100% covered by the Self-Development Fund. I recognize that I'm giving this presentation to those who'd be living in Europe. If your last address from whatever's on your driver's license is Ontario, you are still eligible for the ability to take advantage of this funding. If you're a spouse as well, and you're in Ontario, tuition is 100% covered by the SDF. If not, there are grants available from our corporate partners. And if you're a civilian and you are located in Ontario, it's the same thing, 100% coverage thanks to SDF, but if not, grants are available. And if for whatever reason, any of these categories you don't fit in or there's no coverage, thanks to Public Safety Canada and them identifying software development and cybersecurity as a critical skills gap that Canada has, 50% of your tuition will be covered. So next, some common questions we get. One, yes, the program is offered in French and English. There are people who speak both languages. Yeah, it's available in both languages. Two, the cost is $15,000. It's paid to the University of Ottawa, and there's a $150 per month subscription fee for book and lab access. So if you're only here for 8 months, you only pay 150 times 8. If you're here for 16 months, you'll be paying 150 times 16. This is just so we can help bundle everybody's costs together, so everyone gets a cheaper access to all these resources that they have. Next is you can do the program anywhere on your own time. So I did this presentation last time a few months ago, and we had an individual who I think was in Norway. Anyway, she's now a student in our program. So we have individuals across Canada, across the United States, and across Europe now who are in our program. So there's no need to ever be in Ottawa. You can do it anywhere you have access to the internet. You don't need to know how to code before you join. Everything you need to know, we will teach you. You will be taught to pass the exam, and you'll be taught enough skills so you can effectively do a job in this area. The exam and certification is recognized. So the significant skills gap that is present in Canada, and not just Canada, it's pretty much across all Western countries right now, is that there is no real effective way to fill the skills gap without either immigration or retraining. Problem with immigration is there might be difficulties in terms of whether or not the qualifications that they possess from another country matches Canadian standards. So what the industry is aiming towards is retraining. The reason the education system is not more involved and such that there's not a undergrad in cybersecurity from the University of Ottawa or Carleton University or U of T is because the way the programs are developed, it takes too much time, and the program is therefore irrelevant by the time the student has graduated. So the industry is moving towards these shorter micro-credentialized programs, aiming to retrain individuals into software development and cybersecurity. You will have about, as the program grows, this number will change, but currently it's about 80 people in your cohort. It could be more, it could be less. We do sometimes open up the cohort, so it's not fixed as a January, May, September. So like we just opened one up in November just because we had so much interest in Ontario specifically. So it's not necessarily 80, but that's a rough ballpark of how many people will be in your cohort. So some upcoming dates. Tomorrow we're doing a virtual event with IBM. You are more than welcome to attend. I can post the registration in the chat after. On the 15th, I'm hosting an info session. Alex DeLorenzis, he's our program manager, will also be there. So if there's any technical related questions. On the 6th is also an info session, and our next cohort will start on January 9th. The best way to contact us is check out our website or send us an email. As well, you can follow us on social media. It's Coding for Veterans, no matter where we are. Thank you very much for listening to me.